So you've seen the Alien movies, or perhaps know the Xenomorph from South Park, The Simpsons, Family Guy, Mortal Kombat X, Fortnite, or perhaps you've played that one single-player game where you're in this scary aesthetics, your goal is to survive as long as possible against multiple other opponents. I'm talking about, of course, about Alien Eye Fall Guys. Or perhaps you've seen the Queen cosmetic in Dead by Daylight, fell in love with something and would like to show survivors what you got and would like to hunt them down. Is this killer really good though? Is the killer sexy? Should you buy it? All really good and interesting questions that I will dive into in this new series called Into the Depths with SmihoTvor. I, SmihoTvor, will dive into one specific killer and tell you everything you need to know about how to play as them, as how to counter them. The goal of this video: 1. Have an excuse to show sexy pictures of the Xenomorph, and 2. Making sure you're a little bit better in Dead by Daylight after watching this video. Let's start the intro. First things first, let's break down what we're going to talk about so you can decide if you only want to watch a specific part of the video or everything. I hope everything. We first talk about the basics with detailed information about the control station, tunnels, about the tail attacks, and about how to deal with turrets. After that, we talk about best perk builds and tricks you might not know about the Xenomorph yet, and we end the video with tips how to counter the Xenomorph. But if you, as a Vive main, have trouble going against a Xenomorph, definitely watch the whole video, because it will help you a lot understanding what a Xenomorph will do to counter them basically. Let's start with the basics of a Xenomorph. Its main power is the network of tunnels beneath the map that you can enter via control stations scattered across the map. The Xenomorph can walk free into these tunnels, detecting running survivors and hearing sound. The more distance you make in these tunnels, the faster you are at activating your second ability, Crawler Mode, aka your tail attack. This is a special power that can hit through windows and over pallets. Survivors aren't defenseless though. At each control station, they can find flame turrets to place around the map. These turrets make beeping sounds when the Xenomorph gets close, giving them information where you are, but they can also force the Xenomorph out of Crawler Mode and blocking its tail attack temporarily. So, the Xenomorph combines sneaky tunnel travel with the ability to hit survivors from a distance, while survivors have a flamethrower to know where you are and to disable your tail attack. In short, control stations. We know the Xenomorph uses the control stations to get in and out of the tunnel system. It's also the place where survivors can find flamethrowers. There are a total of 7 control stations scattered around the map on random spots, most of the time quite close towards the generator. And you can, as the Xenomorph, mark a specific control station and that will show you a yellow path in the tunnel system that gives you the fastest route to that specific control station. You might have noticed as well an icon appear on the control station. Let's break down the 4 different icons that you can see on top of them so you know exactly what it means. And you know what they say, knowledge is power, so it might give you some advantage in the match. Control station icons. Number 1 to 4. These numbers tell you how many turrets are at the moment in the control stations, which also means that you know how many turrets are at the moment on the map. If, for example, as Survivor or Xenomorph, you see the number 3 on the control station, you know that there's only 1 at the moment placed on the map. The yellow X in a circle. This is a loading icon, I guess, and this icon appears when you grab a turret out of it. It will take roughly 30 seconds, and after 30 seconds, there will be another icon placed on the control station. The blue turret symbol. This symbol shows up when the lid is open. Survivors can grab the turret out of the control station within 55 seconds. If they don't do it within this time, the turret will self-destruct and explode, making the control station close the lid. What also can happen is that Xenomorph can break the turret inside the control station, and if that will happen, it will increase the respawn time of the turret to 60 seconds instead of the normal 30 seconds. The red X symbol. This red X symbol can mean 2 things. Either all turrets are placed on the map and we have now 4 active turrets, or Xenomorph has destroyed all the turrets and they're at the moment all on cooldown. Tunnels. The tunnel system is the place for the Xenomorph to be going from place A to place B real fast. It's the place where the Xenomorph can see survivors' footsteps. It's also the place where he can hear grunts of pain and can even hear the progress of generators. It's also the place for the Xenomorph to activate the crawler mode way faster, from 35 seconds above ground to 4 seconds in the tunnels. Tail attacks. One of the Xenomorph's most unique strengths lies in its versatile tail attack, which can be devastating if used effectively. Let's break down all the different types of tail attacks and how you can master them. Stabs are your bread and butter attack, perfect for catching survivors mid-fold when they are stuck in animation. Arc shots let you bypass obstacles and body blockers by swiping the tail vertically over objects and then dragging it down to strike your targets. Snipe shots take advantage of the Xenomorph tail's small hitbox, capable of landing hits through walls, fences or other objects where survivors think they are safe. Slide shots add a dynamic twist by spreading your tail hitbox while strafing, making it almost impossible for survivors to dodge. Double hits can be devastating when survivors place turrets. It can only work when survivors are placing turrets. It's not for survivor, only survivor and the turret. Fast tail attacks are perfect for surprise plays when entering crawler mode with a full power gauge. Survivors will be notified, giving you a golden window to land a quick and unexpected hit. Let's talk about flame turrets. As the Xenomorph, one of the most annoying things that are happening in the match is, first of all, survivors teabagging. No. The most annoying things while playing the Xenomorph is probably dealing with flame turrets, and when should you actually get rid of them and when should you avoid them and try to go around them to eventually catch a survivor that you've been trying to catch all freaking 5 gens and you can't get them and you still want to win. What do you do with the turrets? When you're chasing a survivor and encounter a turret, your best option is to destroy it immediately, rather than trying to avoid it. Avoiding turrets gives survivors more time to create distance, which drag the chase out and give them a chance to reset. Now, should you go for an M1 or should you go for a tail attack? In most situations, you will want to use your M1 attack because the cooldown is shorter. But there's an important exception. If the turret is slightly out of range and you're not 100% sure if you can hit it with M1, just go for the tail attack. It's the better safe option. Here is the idea flow. If you destroy the turret and you're still in crawler mode, that's great. Refocus on the survivor and continue the chase. If, however, destroying the turret knocks you out of crawler mode, first of all, noob, get good. Second, don't waste time. Hop into the tunnel for just 4 seconds, go back and forth, and continue and try to either find the survivor again or find another survivor. By managing turrets efficiently and maintaining crawler mode as much as possible, you will keep the pressure on survivors and end chases quickly. Remember, destroying 1 turret a day keeps survivors away. But you kind of want to have them nearby you, close. Let's dive into the best perks and add-ons for the Xenomorph and how to maximize your efficiency in every game. While there's a ton of options to choose from, I've already created a tier list for both perks and add-ons on my website, www.SmihoTvor.com. To keep this video short, I will highlight the 2 must-use add-ons and a few perks with combinations that stand out and are particularly strong for the Xenomorph in my opinion. Best add-ons are by far the Emergency Helmet and the Lambert Star Map. And why? It's because these are the only 2 add-ons that are probably the strongest compared to anyone else that deal with flame turrets. For perks, the classic gen defense perks like Pop Goes to Weasel, Grim Embrace, Pain Reps are always solid choices to slow down the game and keep survivors on edge. But let's talk about some more Xenomorph specific picks. And in my opinion, these perks are actually really good at Xenomorph and people don't really use them on him. Number 1, window vault perks, either Bamboozle or Superior Anatomy. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, Smina, Xenomorph has a tail attack that can hit over pallets and over windows. Why do I want to hit a perk that makes me need to go through a window instead of using my tail attack? You're kinda right. But the more you play against skilled survivors, the more you will notice they tend to drag you towards strong main buildings with windows, towards pallets, windows with windows, and that can be quite annoying. By using perks like Bamboozle, you block those gold windows, making sure survivors go towards pallets and other windows that are way easier to deal with your tail attack. Another perk that I find not that many people use, but in my opinion is also really good, is Fearmonger. Fearmonger prevents survivors from using exhaustion perks like Light or Sprint Burst when you first start the chase, and that makes it easier for you to close the gap when you get out of a tunnel. The extra benefit it gives you is that it gives survivors the blindness effect. And although the blindness effect doesn't do anything about survivors being able to see control stations are always visible to them, turrets are not. Did you know that? Let's talk about some more secrets about the Xenomorph you might not know yet. Did you know that if you are in crawler mode, crows are not affected by you? Okay, if you see crows fly nearby you while you're in crawler mode, there is a survivor nearby. While in the tunnels, you can't hear the hatch or the exit gates. Keep this in mind during endgame. Using the cut coin offering guarantees a control station in the main building on about 50% of the maps. This is a huge advantage since survivors love looping main buildings. Check out my map tier list on www.SmihoTvor.com to see which maps this work best on. Survivors carrying or crouch walking the turrets won't leave footsteps in the tunnels. Shorter tubes lead to first floors and longer tubes lead to the second floor. Use the blind cosmetic for most accurate tail aim. It enters perfectly in the middle of your screen. How to counter the Xenomorph. Facing a Xenomorph can be quite overwhelming, but here's how to turn the tide. Spot Xenomorph hooks. If you see unique hooks at the start, the ones from the Xenomorph, you can already know it's a Xenomorph. You can grab a turret and place it smartly. Near loops or pallets, maybe even nearby a gen, but away from control stations. If you place the turret nearby the control station, because it deactivates for a small amount of time when the Xenomorph is getting out of a tunnel, Xenomorph will definitely break it before it's activated. Capitalize on misses. If the Xenomorph misses a tail attack, make distance. Their movement speed is heavily penalized during the cooldown. Using turrets strategically. Don't just rely on turrets to force the alien out of crawler mode. Use them to gather info, make distance, or even use it for body blocks. Forcing out of crawler mode. Stun the killer with a pallet while a turret is nearby to break them out of power. This worked especially well at portals that are located on the map Forgotten Ruins. The number one reason why I got better fast is watching Xenomorph mains. Observing other skilled players helped me refine my strategies and actually got really good quite fast. I highly recommend, if I need to pick one person, to check out MrHeadache. He is the person that also made the guide for the Xenomorph mains. I will also put a link somewhere down in the description. That guide was instrumental for making this video. So thank you. And big shout out to MrHeadache and all the other incredible creators who share their knowledge. Master Xenomorph can be tough. It takes time. But with these secrets, counters, and expert advice, you will dominate the entity's realm in no time. And that's it. Bring this information into the vlog. Play some games and let us know in the comments if this video helped you out. Do you want some more tips and tricks focused on another killer? Then please don't forget to like and subscribe for more Into the Depths with SmihoTvor. My name is SmihoTvor. Until next.